we're at you can't make this stuff up level of gaslighting from Russell T Davies and actually the entire film industry, because these people have made it so that every conservative is blacklisted, every Christian opinion is disregarded, and there's zero in Doctor Who, there's zero at the BBC, there's zero in all of Hollywood that actually espouses any other views than what they say. And yet at the same time, Russell T Davies is out there crying censorship in this weird unhinged speech at BAFTA where he actually looks like he's doing like a Hitler rant. It's really crazy. And you wouldn't think that he just was able to have carte blanche to do whatever the heck he wanted with Doctor Who. And if you watched any of it, or if you've just seen the coverage of any of it, you know that it was an identity politics train wreck on a level that it seemed like he wasn't even trying to write the show at all, but he just rambled about his messages in there. And then in the second season, he even rambled about the fans, which I'll cover again in just a moment for those who might have forgotten. But let's get into Russell T Davies' rant. My name's John Delarose. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join us here as we talk about all things science fiction, especially Doctor Who. I meant to have actually a crowdfund for my new science fiction trilogy up today. There's a technical problem right now. And one of those has a pretty good time travel story, which was a little bit of a commentary on the recent Doctor Who. I won't spoil it for you, but it's a lot of fun. And if you like good science fiction, if you like my thoughts on storytelling and the like, I think you'll enjoy my stuff. What I want you to do, because I don't have that available, is please sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description below, and it's 3 books. You get a sci-fi book, a fantasy book, and a full graphic novel. So anything for Doctor Who fans, of course, would enjoy. And I really appreciate you guys for signing up. And, of course, I think we got around 8,000 people on the newsletter right now. It's really awesome. We're going to build an alternative because we are actually censored and blacklisted here beyond anybody else out there. It's laughable, like I said, when you look at what Russell T Davies is saying. Thank you for signing up, and thank you for checking this out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that'll come out very, very shortly. I'll let you guys know. So, Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies cries censorship after winning award for his historic Doctor Who failure. This is pretty crazy. He's being propped up once again. This is BAFTA. It's an awards that they do every single year, and he got an award for outstanding contribution to television. Please clap, everybody. Yes, this dismal Doctor Who second season, I guess, is an outstanding contribution to television, once again, as they give awards for failure. And this is what all of these awards are at this point. It's just political virtue signaling points at every single time they do this. The media is cheering him on for his unwatchable LGBTQ propaganda, which is what he said he was going to do. He actually went to Comic-Con the year before this came out, and people asked him, is this show's got too much social justice crap in it, and it's turning fans off? And he goes, I don't care about Doctor Who. He then paraphrasing, I care about trans rights. That's what's important. And that's how he talks. And so he gave a whole lecture that, this entertainment show for, families and children, what it historically used to be, is somehow supposed to be some LGBTQ propaganda around the clock. Now, he did this during his era, as you guys might know. As he came back, he brought back David Tennant, as, everybody was hoping we'd get Doctor Who back again, but no, this David Tennant was getting lectured about being a male-presenting Time Lord. Everybody remembers the woman in the wheelchair who was shooting a rocket from her real wheelchair to save Doctor Who. It was some of the cringiest identity politics we've ever seen. They replaced Sir Isaac Newton, a historical figure, with an Indian character just to shove it in your faces in the second one. And then, of course, once Gatwa got in, it got even worse. This entire show stopped being science fiction. It was fantasy. And, of course, Gatwa told everybody, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And everybody didn't watch it. And then they cried racism and bigotry about it. And all of the episodes were just lectures on racism and bigotry. It was all white people are bad. It was then a Doctor Who has to stop everything to go make out with another man while his companion's in danger. It was very, very weird stuff. It was just Russell T Davies' personal self-insert fantasies, as we obviously understood. He wanted to make out with Gatwa, I'm sure. And maybe he did behind the set. Who knows? But this is what these people do every single time. They just make it about themselves. It's always me, 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 me. I want to feel seen. And that's what professional entertainers didn't used to do. Professional entertainers used to go, what does the audience want? How do I make a classic science fiction show? This has a lot of depth to it. Douglas Adams has worked on this. Tom Baker's era was amazing. Even the original William Hartnell stuff was just like a real science fiction fun, even when it was bug monster suits. But they tried with the low budget that they could to explore different strange new worlds, not exploring strange new genders, which is what they do now. They didn't think about that. They don't think about the audience. And of course, when the audience tunes out and they say, okay, well, we got to go to something else and do a different direction, what do? They cry censorship. Now, again, I think this is ridiculous because Russell T Davies, again, only hired a bunch of gay and trans writers to go and write this whole season. He axed everybody out. You couldn't be a straight white male and just write a regular Doctor Who episode under his tenure. So who's actually being censored in this situation? Yeah, it's not Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies just got millions upon millions of dollars to just stick his warped, perverted fantasies on a screen in a family show. I mean, that's pretty wild that that's happening. And it's not the only place. We saw with Netflix how there's so many cartoons this last week that were aimed at children that were pushing this kind of agenda as well. And this is across the board. Disney's doing it. Even this last year with Ironheart, they put a drag queen into Ironheart, the black female Iron Man replacement character. This is still going on even right now. There's no conservatives in any of this media. There's no Christians in any of this media. We know this is the case. And so it's just a complete gaslighting tactic. So he went up at BAFTA. This is him in his little speech, and BAFTA posted it up everywhere. And he said this. He said, when times get tough, TV gets timid. So yeah, he's admitting right here tacitly that times are tough. Nobody's watching. Yeah, that's because of you. So, of course, it's not getting timid. It's saying, oh, gosh, we went really bad, giving you just complete carte blanche to do whatever you want on this. That's not timidity. That's saying, oh, we just blew a lot of money, and you're not making us money, buddy. It's a business, okay? And you all know how hard it is to deal with compliance. Oh, gosh. And I'm not blaming the people in compliance. They work very hard and have a tough job to do. Now, this is compliance because you have to comply in a different way with what Russell T Davies wants at this point. It's his way or the highway. The propaganda is the compliance. That's what's really ridiculous about this point. I do blame their bosses for getting scared, and I can feel it. I've literally had experience of this. No, you haven't. You actually told the entire second season and made this the fans are bad. I'm going to mock the fans and tell you you're bad as a fan. That's what all of those episodes were about. They were very explicit in that fact. They actually had the first one calling it Planet of the Incels, attacking you, calling you an incel, basically, and making that your, quote, fantasy to, like, control women and the like. I mean, it was really nutty. Not only that, but he went mask off when he had an episode where he broke the fourth wall with Doctor Who, which was ridiculous by itself and doesn't fit. It's not Deadpool, right? But he actually went and said hashtag RIP Doctor Who with one of the characters in it. So he's actually showing that he's watching the fans and he's reacting angrily to us. So yeah, nobody's scared. They just see what the ratings are and they see how you're lashing out and actually not providing a good product. That's all it is. The compliance is getting tough. You can't say this. You can't say that. You have to balance it. No, you don't have to effing balance it. Look at how angry these entitled people are. And this is entitlement. He's been getting millions for years to push his stupid agenda on everybody with nobody watching, not getting a return. Who else gets that? Give me millions of dollars to write Doctor Who episodes. I will do a better job and bring in a better fan base. The BBC won't do it. You want to talk about compliance? They don't care about real science fiction writers. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about us. And this is where it's just such ass backwards talking right here. He hasn't balanced anything or ever even attempted to in his career. He's just gone way off the rails, and this is just insulting to listen to. You can be strong and say what you want, unless you're a conservative, right? And I think then that's where the censorship creeps in. The censorship isn't government. It isn't in the authorities. It's in us. Now, this is pretty funny because he's admitting that nobody's giving him any oversight and nobody's actually censoring him. They're just self-censoring. And gosh, he just needed to go further with wokeness of Doctor Who, right? I mean, how crazy is this? We sit there and say, oh, they won't like that. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't say that. And then the worst form of censorship comes in at home. Okay, so if he's censoring himself, why? I'm so confused. He's obviously not, because he's shouting curse words at an award ceremony. I mean, again, this guy's just out of his mind. It's completely unhinged. Where the writers, and I don't just mean the drama, the writers, whether in children's or factual or documentaries or entertainment, where those creators sit there saying, I can't write that, they won't like that, they won't accept that, they won't make that. Look at this. He again goes mask off, and he's done this before. Children's, right? He wants this propaganda in front of children. Yes, This sexualization stuff has no place in front of children, Russell T. Davies. It's disgusting. My gosh, this is just infuriating. Every word makes it even worse. And he said it before that he wants to influence the children. This is a grooming operation. This is what he wants. He wants a full tilt grooming operation, right? And that's it. Unless he can have that, because these degenerates like this, they're obsessed with youth. If you don't know this about the gay lifestyle that Russell T. Davies leads, the word twink is a thing for a reason, right? And so this is what they're trying to do. It's pretty obvious, and it's disgusting. But you have to kind of call it out. And yeah, we'll get censored maybe for saying it, but he's not going to. So here he goes. He goes even further. He says, now with the danger that's coming towards us, what danger? Indisputably coming towards us, we now need a world in which the BBC stands for Big Balls Corporation. These people just like everything is a sexual image with them. Have you noticed this? They're obsessed. That's all they do. It's so weird. We need an ITV that is literally independent television. We need Channel 4 that's channel for something. We need a Netflix that's not enough trans films in it. Love, kiss. That took a while. Okay. But I think Netflix has plenty of that, sir. But we've seen in America what's happening and how the government is attacking the media. This is a lie that they propagate again. None of this has actually happened. Like, there's been no government removal of anything. Colbert had low ratings, and they claim it's an FCC thing, but there's no evidence of that. They just keep saying it. And yet South Park goes there, and South Park just has Trump derangement every single week as hard as they possibly can, and they're not off the air. So obviously that's not the case, right? And so it's pretty clear here that they're just lying constantly, and they lie to themselves so much that they've pushed themselves into a fantasy world. I don't even think Russell T. Davies lives in reality at this point. He's nuts, clearly. And this is the problem. You don't have nuts people controlling things and controlling family entertainment. That's a big problem, BBC. You got to get rid of that kind of thing. And we all know there's people who use that playbook. That's what's coming this way as a fact. And television at its best is a beacon. It's a lighthouse. It's an emergency flare. It's a light in the dark. It's a torchbearer that stands for truth and insight and wisdom and justice, and we must not let that flame go out. Thank you very much. Actually, Doctor Who is a time traveler who fights robots, and that's what I want to see, you bastard. You took that away from me. You ruined it, okay? I want a time traveler who fights robots. Is that so much to ask? It is, apparently, in 2024, in 2025. This is what Russell T. Davies wants all television to be, some blanket propaganda thing. Now, they used to call that Nazism back in the day, having propaganda, forcing your political opinions, and, of course, trying to manipulate the public like that. But they called it Goebbels, right? But these people, they call everybody else fascists. And this is what they want. They want pure, unfettered fascism for their crazy leftist agenda over and over and over again. And if they don't get it, they cry. Now, Russell T. Davies, like I said, got it as much as he possibly could. And he's out there getting an award for his outstanding achievement in television, being clapped for by the industry. He got millions and millions of dollars to do Doctor Who, maybe as much as $20 million an episode. I mean, that's pretty nuts, just the amount of investment that he got poured into this stuff. We, the people, don't get this kind of chance. We, the people, don't get paid this kind of thing. I just do it all on my own here on YouTube, just trying to scrape out a living with none of these institutions ever checking out my work or looking into things, despite the fact that I do know what the fans want, right? Then we do pretty well, even just right directly to the fans. But there's real censorship going on. It's not against Russell T. Davies. It's not against their ilk. It's against conservatives. It's against Christians. And it's against anybody normal in culture at this point. And these people are just trying to bludgeon you over and over and over again and gaslight you in the process. It's just absolutely sick. All right. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Please check out my newsletter. It's in the description below. I really appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back.